You guys, namaste and blessings, and welcome to this collective reading. My name is Nela Maad, and today we're gonna be channeling messages for a very beautiful collective, okay? And so, if you choose to stay, well, I thank you. I just saw the Wheel of Fortune, okay? So, let's hang in there. Setting intentions to call in the manifestation of the Source Creator, Father, Mother. We ask our most venerated ancestors and spirit guides to support us. And I speak blessings, okay, of prosperity, wealth, health, and abundance upon you and those you love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. By the way, happy full moon in the sign of Aries. We want to ask for messages for these beautiful people. Beautiful people, beautiful people. We have the card of justice. Okay, so we're working through balancing things out. Spirit is saying it's time to release the burdens. Release the chase. Release what you're carrying that is not serving you. Anything. This can be a pattern, a behavior, a relationship, a job to where you know you're done. Okay, they're speaking of feeling depressed. What happens when we're experiencing depression? Depression is saying we need to change. All right. They are also speaking of clearing and transmuting pain. Okay, release worry about your resources. I just saw the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, justice is asking you to review your belief system. When you are making choices and decisions, what is the energy driving you? They want you to pay attention to that. Because when we are approaching life from a place of judgment that is twisted, let's just use the word twisted. When we are not sorry seeing things for what they are. When our belief system is very negative and pessimistic, when we still feel victimized, when we are in the mentality of judgment and lack, nothing is possible for me. And when we're attached to stories to where we are like, I've been bored of my life and I'm not good at learning new things, da 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 da. You are never gonna see opportunities. And so they want you to reevaluate the way you approach life. What is your judgment upon life? How do you feel about relationships too? The same relationships. When approaching relationships, are you showing up from a place of experiencing abundance, prosperity, a healthy sense of independence, emotional maturity? Or are we in this energy of seeking to be safe or seeking to, enter into relationships because I need a savior, I need a hero? So there's a lot here with this energy of Libra to where we have to review our decision making, the energy driving our decision, our choices, and our judgment upon ourselves, others, and the world, and also in relationships. Yeah. What else, Spirit? Page of Swords reverse and the Queen of Pentacles reverse. Which means, and this is pretty much confirming what I was saying, when the Page of Swords is reversed, this is saying that we still are carrying some kind of emotional immaturity. We might be kind of immature in our thinking. We might have the tendency to be very judgy, overly critical, defensive. And now, I don't want you to take it as good or bad. In this space, we don't see things are good or bad. We just want to take things for what they are. Why? Because we're healing, right? The Justice card is saying it's time to heal. And in order for a person to heal, we have to go through the muddy times, the messy times, to where we have to confront our fears, our unhealthy stories. You're going to meet the aspect of you that is swimming in victimization and blame. You're going to meet the aspect of you, Queen of Pentacles, who feels like used and abused and victimized. But then what happens when we heal? We then take accountability and responsibility. Right? We bring justice to our life because we change, because we evolve, because we take accountability, because we open ourselves to say, you know what? Yeah, I was immature. Oh my God, I've been crying, angry, feeling betrayed. But how many times do I betray myself? And how many times do I betray others? Well, little or big, little betrayed or big betrayed, or small, or you know what I mean, or large betrayed. At the end of the day, Spirit is saying betrayal is betrayal, like lying is lying. But you can say, well, I lied to myself. Well, when you lie to yourself, when you disempower yourself, you will call in that expression in somebody else's in order for you to experience yourself through the other Libra. And so this Queen of Pentacles reverse in this Page of Swords with the card of Justice is saying, let's reevaluate. How do you speak to yourself? How do you feel about yourself? How do you feel about your relationships? Can you find the unhealthy patterns and behaviors? Can you take a look at your family dynamics and find the unhealthy patterns and behaviors? For example, what kind of communication does your family practice? Are they sorry honest? Do they sit and have conversations, or are they gossiping around, passive aggressive, very defensive? I'm telling you, but I'm not telling you, holding on to grudges, competition, resentment. What's going on? Queen of Pentacles is saying it's time to reevaluate our life and to manifest a sense of harmony, not just within, but within others. When you heal your relationship with yourself and the many aspects of you, because you have different aspects of you, you start to heal your relationship with others. But if we feel not belonging, angry with ourselves, and rejecting our shadows, we are going to go in the world and we bring that energy. And that energy is, you're going to be mirroring that. So if you, like I said, if you reject yourself, you're going to experience what is to be rejected from others. Why? Because you're holding on to a narrative. Because that narrative and that emotion, that thought form is existing in your mental body and your emotional body. And so you're manifesting the disappointment again and again and again. So this energy is saying, and the ancestors and our Mother Earth is saying, it's time to change and shift and become conscious human beings. So how can you manifest justice? When you change and shift your perception of others, yourself, the world. All right? Thank you guys for being here. Look, 6 of Pentacles and then the 7 of Swords. Again, we're juggling the mind and juggling situations outside ourselves. So the same inner conflicts are attracting the same outcomes, the results, the imbalances. Why? Because you are meant to shift. And so how are you going to become aware of, where you at if you are not kind of receiving that reflection? And that's where we at, like I said, with this Libra energy, okay? The Devil card, okay? You see, and I'm making things up. The Devil. How are you keeping yourself trapped in cycles of repetition? Repeating the same lessons again and again and again. This energy and these archetypes, Justice said, you keep reliving the same situations, Page of Swords, because we have to go through the clearing, cleansing, and transmutation of your mental body. We have to do a clearing, and we have to find the shadow aspects, the imbalances. Where are you immature? Page's energy speaks of immaturity. And if we are talking about the Devil, well, we can talk about programs and conditionings, right? We have been deeply programmed to be bury in our devil, which means vanity, greed, bypassing, trying to fit in, going with the 3D illusions. Do you know what I mean? Human vices. That's what I'm saying. When we are with the devil and the Queen of Pentacles, we believe that there's no choices. I cannot see anything. I am used to the chase. I am used to surviving. I am trapped in the narratives, Page of Swords, that then manifest the pentacle situation. The pentacles are vessels. So if I am immature and trapped with the devil, I'm not being able to bring this Queen of Pentacles upright and receive and feel empowered, and I am abundance and things are flowing. No, I'm here. So I'm in the struggle, in the chase. I try one thing, but then nothing works. Maybe I start things and then I don't finish. So Spirit is saying you might want to review. Let me see. Spirit is saying you want to review King of Swords. And then the King of Wands, look, you have all this energy of the kings, and they're inviting you to take accountability and to bring justice to your life, okay? So they're saying you can shift your situation, but we want to face the devil. How are you creating your own hell in life? What are the stories, the narratives, and what are the feelings attached to that? How do you approach your life? How do you approach relationships? How do you feel about your sense of independence? Do you take accountability? Or do you believe that you're trapped in a relationship? Do you have the tendency to go from one relationship into another, into another one, into another one? You have to face your shadow. What is your shadow showing you about the things you have to bring into harmony? And the thing is that we cannot run away from justice. Justice, nature is going to hold you accountable. And we can see it happening with all of these awakenings. All of these spiritual awakenings are a call into correction. We're healing. And so the devil is only saying, can you take a look at me, right? Justice is saying, you have something to learn from your shadow and from your devil. Now shift your view of those aspects of you that you might not want to see, that you might be rejecting. But at the end of the day, when you are in the devil and you're rejecting your shadow, you're going to attract the shadows of you. So the more that you push the shadows within you, the more that you attract the shadows of you within others. All right? But this is all I got for you. It's being beautiful. I love you guys. Remember, my readings are very different because we talk about the real work and the real meaning of tarot, and I do real channeling. So I'm not here just trying to make you feel good. I want you to move forward, and I honor you by honoring the divine truth. And let's talk about karma, right? And so I love you guys so very much. May you be blessed on your journey. Remember to take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Remember that there are degrees to our devil. So we're doing the work, my love. I'm doing the work too. So let's be spiritual warriors. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know if this resonated. All right, you guys. Ciao, ciao.